What is Greek yogurt or Greek-style yogurt? My simple definition is that the difference between natural yogurt and Greek-style yogurt is that the latter is strained properly, and all or most of the whey is gone. The product left being a very thick, creamy, and delicious yogurt, looking more like a rich ricotta than the watery, thin, and gooey natural yogurt that we usually get in the stores. With that out of the way, today I'm sharing with you the recipe I use each week to make a batch of homemade Greek-style yogurt that is delicious, filling, and creamier than butter. If you've seen any of my other videos and you decided to come back for more, then I assume that you are finding some value in them. If that's the case, please bless me with your kindness by subscribing to the channel, as it helps me grow and become better. In return, I promise to bring you higher value content each time. Thank you very much. For this recipe, you will need only 2 ingredients, and they are 3 liters of full fat milk. In my neck of the woods, that means 3.2% of fat, and 150 grams of Greek yogurt to inoculate the batch with the right culture. I tried to make this recipe as easy and intuitive as possible, so you too can make it as often as you need, hence the tools. A large pot with a lid, a temperature probe, and please do not use the laser type temperature probes, as they only record surface temperature, and for this recipe we need a probe like the one I'm showing you right now. Then we need some cheesecloth and a sifter for straining, a large bowl for draining, and a large thick fluffy towel or blanket to wrap the pot in at the end. You can use a Harry Potter blanket like I am and roleplay that you are doing some magic that turns the milk into yogurt. Or not, your choice. The miracle will happen regardless of the type of cover. Prep-wise, we need to put the milk into the pot. And a quick point here, please do not use UHT milk. It won't work. I have tried it, and probably due to the process that the milk goes through to become UHT or stay good for as long as it does, something breaks and the milk won't become cultured anymore. If any of you out there managed to successfully make yogurt from UHT milk, please share with me in the comments how you managed to do it. Still, once the milk is in the pot, put it on the stove at medium heat and wait next to it until it reaches 83 Celsius or 181 Fahrenheit. Please stay near the pot, or use a timer or something. Don't go too far, because we don't want the milk to boil, meaning to reach 100 degrees Celsius. If there's anything crucial about this recipe, that's the temperatures we need to rely on to get the perfect end product. I trust you. And once the milk reaches 83 Celsius, take it off the heat, remove the lid, and let it cool off until it reaches body temperature, meaning 37 Celsius or 99 Fahrenheit. This will take about 1 hour depending on how hot or cold your house is. Use a timer again or an alarm clock and check the milk from time to time with the probe. In the meantime, boil some water in the kettle and sterilize the wooden spoon in a small bowl. When the milk reaches 37 Celsius or 99 Fahrenheit, pour the store-bought yogurt into the bowl and mix it with a tiny bit of milk to thin it out, making it easier for the culture to propagate into the milk and create the yogurt. Then add the diluted yogurt into the pot, mix it well with the spoon to ensure a full dispersion, and after put the lid on the pot and wrap the whole thing in the fluffy towel or blanket. Now we'll let the Hogwarts magic take place for a minimum of 8 hours in a warm place. I usually do this in the evening and let it rest overnight. But it doesn't matter what time of the day you do it. What does matter a lot is to make sure that the temperature where the wrapped yogurt baby is going to rest is constant and somewhere between 22 and 25 Celsius. Too low and it will become slimy and unappealing. Too hot and it won't coagulate properly and spoil, like inedible spoil. Anyway, 8 hours and a lot of magic later, the yogurt is ready. Ready to be strained and go into the final stage of the prep, I mean. But you may ask, how do I know it's done? Well, you sterilize a spoon and check for the consistency of the milk. If it's congealed and pudding-like, then you have yogurt. Natural yogurt at this stage, to be precise. But because we want Greek-style yogurt, we will prepare the large bowl, the strainer and the cheesecloth, and we will drain the contents of the pot into the cheesecloth, ensuring it won't overflow. You worked very hard to waste even a drop now at the end. If you won't fit all in one go, then give it 5 to 10 minutes and a lot of the whey will drain already, making space for the rest of the yogurt to fit in the strainer. Once you're done with that, put the whole straining, draining setup into the fridge and let gravity do its thing for 8 to 12 hours or until it's creamy enough for your own taste. Understand that the longer you leave it to drain, the more whey will be removed and the thicker the yogurt will become. I usually let it sit for a whole day in the fridge because I know if I'm patient, I'll get the best yogurt anyone can make. In conclusion, from 3 liters of full-fat milk and 150 grams of yogurt, we made 1 kilo 150 grams of homemade Greek yogurt. And yes, I made the calculation, and at least in my neck of the woods, making your own yogurt is cheaper than buying the same amount of store-bought yogurt. When transferring the yogurt into the containers, please don't leave anything behind. It's all good, delicious and healthy, and it would be a sin to waste any of it because it got stuck in a couple of folds of the cheesecloth. I just eat the leftovers straight from the strainers. Call me desperate, I don't care. All I know is that this is a gift from God, and I wouldn't disrespect it by throwing it away. But let's not forget about the byproduct, the whey, an incredible ingredient to consume, to cook with, or to make probiotic drinks like the lacto-fermented lemonade that I shared with you many years ago. Alternatively, the whey can be diluted at a ratio of 1000 to 1 and used to fertilize your garden, the house plants, fruit trees, both as a soil amendment and as a foliar spray. As a teenager, me and my cousin would go to the gym to, build muscles and become sexy lady attracting machines. But we didn't have money to buy protein powder, so the alternative was to buy a couple of beers and take them to the shepherds that were taking care of the sheep around the fields of the city and exchange a couple of beers for 5 or 6 gallons of cheese whey each week. It was significantly cheaper than protein powder and it did pretty much the same job while keeping our stomach full at the same time. Those days are gone, and now I primarily use the whey in the garden to grow amazing fruits and vegetables for myself and my family. Both the whey and the yogurt would last for 2 weeks in the fridge, time when you should start another batch so you can always have a continuous supply of yogurt for yourself and your family. You can enjoy this amazing food in many ways. I, for example, enjoy it just on its own sometimes. 2 or 3 tablespoons give me the protein and fats to settle my stomach and alleviate any hunger cravings. It's also the main ingredient in my famous garlic sauce, which maybe one day I'll share it with you. But more than anything, I really enjoy it as a base for wraps and flatbreads because it's like a delicious binder for all the ingredients I decide to put in the flatbread that day. A bit tangy, rich and creamy, it's a must-have in anybody's house, especially if you're not lactose intolerant. Though, my wife is lactose intolerant and she takes lactose pills only to enjoy this treat from time to time. Thank you very much for your time, and if you found this video useful, please like it and share it with others. It's simple, easy, and the payoff is great. Don't forget to subscribe and share with me in the comments any other ways that you guys make yogurt at home. It is my pleasure to constantly learn from all of you. I wish you all the best, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.